so happy to have you.
And I'm really excited to talk to you guys. This is awesome.
I purposely was not around because I knew the stakes were really high. You just met Anna?
Yeah, she was great.
Okay. She was so nervous to meet you.
She's never asked in 8 years to meet anybody.
Yeah.
And she
was like, I have to. She's a huge fan.
Oh, man. I have this thing called Girls Just Want a Weekend every year.
Yeah.
Mexico?
Yeah. It's like life-changing for a lot of people.
Yes.
Because it's like you get lured into it thinking it's a festival, but really it's like a whole experience.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. You guys, you got to come.
Okay.
And you got to have the girls
it's all
come.
female performers, right?
Yeah.
Are men welcome?
The thing is, men are treated like absolute celebrities. Like, oh my God, the way that we basically hoist you onto our shoulders and carry you around like a trophy.
That's fun.
If you come to our festival.
Oh, wow. Okay, now I want to go. I love
We
the
have
idea of being...
merch for just men that says, like, I survived Girls Just Want a Weekend.
Oh, that's great.
We sing, let's hear it for the boy.
Oh,
Let's
hell
give
yeah.
these boys a hand.
That's right.
Okay, I think you do great there, Dax.
Well, I just think it's like, that's the coolest thing. When men will leave the country to attend a festival with all women or non-binary headliners, it's like,
That's awesome.
Those men are rad.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I love that.
I was reading about it, and you must know that we heard the most sincere and authentic review of this festival from Anna.
Oh, yeah. She had
She got
so
back
much
and
fun.
she and I had a million questions. I'm like, is it a lesbian festival? And she's like, yes and no. Not overtly, but yes.
Yeah, a lot of gay men are starting to come too.
Okay,
which is really
great.
cool. There's this like whole contingency of really sort of like sapphically focused gay men that are really enjoying.
Okay. This sounds like the happiest group imaginable, to be honest.
I think that's why it's life-changing.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Kristen has described it. She's not Ben, but just given all the feedback from Anna, she said, it's the polar opposite of Woodstock 99, if you're trying to think of an event.
It couldn't be any more. Well, in one way or another, it's a response to that.
Yeah. But you saw Lilith Fair when you were a kid. Yeah. You went to the Lilith Fair festival.
Yep. That's actually what I think got me wanting to do this was that.
Yeah. What age were you when you went to that?
17. So
Peak.
formative. Yeah. And I was like, I had this one experience in particular where I was just this little scallywag kid, all sunburned and drinking Mountain Dews, like these big refillable Mountain Dews all day. And I took my bucket of Mountain Dew to have it refilled to the Mountain Dew stand. And there was this lesbian standing in line behind me. And she goes, honey, what are you getting to drink? And I was like, a Mountain Dew. And she goes, you need some water and you're sunburned. And she put sunscreen on my shoulders.
And you're going to die
she made me fill my bucket of and I was like, on one hand, I was like, But then I got older and I was like, I need a festival like that,
Yeah.
That's we're taking care of each other.
Yes.
Looking out for each other.
That is the opposite of Woodstock.
Exactly.
Probably.
It does make me think what you tell your children when you have children, which is like, okay, if you're alone, you find a police officer.
Yeah.
You cannot find a police officer, which you likely will not.
Yeah.
Find a woman with kids.
Yeah, that's what I said. We say, find a mom.
Yes, exactly.
Find a woman with kids and go to a woman.
A single
You just
woman.
keep going down the
Find
list.
a lesbian. If you can't find a woman,
Exactly.
go to a
and last
lesbian.
is like, find a dude in a Corvette with his shirt off.
Yeah, that you might as well just run into the street.
Thank you to our presenting sponsor, Grubhub. Gold Days is here, which feels like a dangerous time to be ordering food because suddenly everyone in your life is very interested in what you're eating. Grubhub Plus members are getting nonstop savings all month long. And if you're not a member yet, you can join for just 99 cents a month for 6 months. That's a 90% discount off of the usual price. Grubhub Plus membership auto-renews and terms apply. Sign up now in the app or at grubhub.com/plus/gold. Where was the Lilith? Was it in Gasworks Park? Where was it? Where was
good question. You know Seattle.
I've drank in a lot of 40s at Gasworks.
Okay.
Yeah. I dated a girl for 9 years that was from Marysville, Everett.
Yeah. No, it's at the Gorge.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. It was at the Gorge. In fact, that's where it started, 1997 at the Gorge.
Oh, perfect.
And that was the year. It was like Tracy Chapman was on that lineup, and Sarah and the Indigo Girl. I mean, it was amazing. Erykah Badu was on the
wow.
Sinead O'Connor was there the year.
God.
I love Erykah Badu.
Perfect. Oh
my God.
Ravensdale.
Yeah.
A lot of Dales in that area.
Yeah, there might be a Dale or two.
Yeah, there's a Dale or two out
Couple
there.
Dales.
Yeah.
Now, Ravensdale, it seems almost impossible because it's 28 miles from Seattle, yet it has a population of 500 people.
Yeah. Well, Seattle's like that. it's a bit like Anchorage in a way, where you can land in Seattle, get yourself like the most delicious silky cappuccino you've ever drank, and then a half an hour later see a bear.
Yeah.
You know,
be
that's what I love about
lost
it.
in
Yeah,
the
that's what I love
wilderness.
about it.
Yeah.
That is cool. The history of the town fascinated me because it's a coal mining town. You don't associate Washington with coal mining.
Yeah. Well, you kind of can. I mean, it's like was one of the first in terms of that. In fact, it's kind of Ravensdale is a bit of a subsidiary of another town called Black Diamond, which is a neighboring town. And actually Loretta Lynn lived there.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, for a time. And yeah, when I was a kid, we were running around. There's coal mines everywhere. You got to watch out for mine shafts and everything.
Yeah.
In fact, I got my last spanking for playing in a mine shaft.
Oh, gosh.
I'm so jealous. I would
Scary.
have loved a mine shaft when I was a kid. We liked rock quarries because there was water in them.
Same. Yeah, and mine shafts, they got water in them too.
I bet.
But they're bottomless.
Okay, so you like to flirt with danger. If you're playing over there, you're interested in a little bit of like, you're a rascal a little bit.
Yeah.
I would be stand far away.
I think feral's the right word, right?
Feral.
That
I think when you
Okay.
So I grew up in a rural area too, and I will say it's not necessarily what I wanted for my kids, but boy, do I cherish the amount of fucking, we were just lighting stuff on fire. I mean,
Yeah.
you were allowed to do whatever came across your mind because there's no supervision and there's no one around to catch you.
Yeah. What parts of it don't you want for your kids?
Again, this is probably rooted in all my own personal stuff, but it's like too much privacy out there. Too many places to hide. And just like I couldn't get caught lighting shit on fire, adults weren't getting caught for stuff. And there's a general, that part of it I don't love.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right.
Look, and again, I would love to see Dad on this, but where I was from, we had to have over-indexed. We had a serial killer. It's a small town. We had a serial killer. Every single person was molested, I know. I just feel like it's safer here.
Yeah, we don't do sleepovers. I feel,
a lot of people don't anymore.
It's amazing. I think that is something about our generation, having realized that maybe we all had too much freedom, whether we lived in a rural area or not.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain that to my kids. I would be like, we would get on our bikes.
Yeah.
It would be 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And we would maybe come home at some point after dark, and no one knew where we were, how we were getting money or candy.
Weren't even curious. Didn't even ask you what your day was like.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And back to what's dangerous about it is like, I know you know, because I had it a million times. Like if my kids run into somebody dicey on the street, which they do, it's LA, there's a bunch of homeless people. They always have someone in sight they could yell to.
Mm-hmm.
How many times when you're a kid and you're out in the woods or you're somewhere and you come across an adult, like a souled adult?
Yeah.
And it's freaky. You know, there's nobody around and this weird adult's in the woods for some reason too.
Yeah.
You have a lot of those moments when you grow up, I think, rural.
I do. And I didn't experience any significant traumas, but I can see the near misses now. How many times I got close to my battleship?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like I remember getting in this guy's truck that was like the town scary guy, but he told me that there were trout biting in this quarry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, that's an empty pond that's full of water. And he's like, no, there's a stream that's dumping kokanee into it. I'll show you right where they're biting. And I was like, I shouldn't get into your truck, but I want those kokanee.
No.
I can't imagine living fishing.
And I did.
Like that's what you people do to go get drugs. Like I don't trust this guy, but fuck, I do want coke. Let's
Kokanee.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I did. And it was fine. But I mean, near miss, right? Just the fact that, or even the guy would put a 13-year-old girl in his truck.
It's horrifying.
And without, our parents' permission, and then totally innocuously take her to show her where to catch trout. It was like, it's kind of unbelievable.
You got lucky.
I got lucky every time, but a lot of folks don't. So I actually know what you mean about that.
Yeah, it's just that element.
Yeah.
And again, I love it because I got through it and I feel like I got all my confidence from that because I was navigating these weird situations and dangerous ones and kids were getting hurt and all that. I think you enter the real world and you're like, I got to get a job and pay for bills. That's fine.
The question is, how do you recreate those kinds of experiences for your kids without exposing them to the possibility of real trauma? Like you want them to have the street smarts we have. You want them to understand, that not everybody is upper middle class or privileged in a way, but you can't falsify or recreate.
I know I'm coming across as the kind of parent that we're actually quite free range.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like we were in Denmark and we're like, cool, this is Tivoli's gardens.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge, but it's all encapsulated. We're like, have fun. We will see you in 6 hours. Here is a credit card. Like, go.
And they're 11 and 13, am I right?
At the time, they were 9 and 11. Yeah.
Wow.
With other kids too, though, right?
Well, they were split up.
Oh.
So, yes, Lily went with maybe Lincoln, but Dolly and Delta got it in their mind they were going to set a record on a roller coaster, and they rode it, 60 times in a row or something. So they did split up. And
Got it.
Wow.
they were in another country, and it's just like, yeah, it'll work out. They're smart. So I do have that side of me, too.
Wow, yeah. And that's how you do it. You set up those situations of kind of controlled chaos.
It's within reason. Yeah. Okay, what were mom and dad like? What were they up to? I think we share an addict father, maybe. Yeah.
We may share the actual one. We don't know. We don't know.
I think I'd be cuter, but
Same
yes, I got this bum end of that stick.
That would be huge. What a revelation.
I mean, this would go so
She's like,
viral.
well, he was a car
Exactly.
salesman.
The biggest
His name was
episode of all
Dax
time.
Shepard.
Yeah, so I grew up in that kind of house.
Yeah. How old were they when they had? You're the middle? Or are you the
I'm the
middle?
oldest.
Oh, you're the oldest.
I'm actually old. I'm the oldest daughter, and I'm the oldest grandchild on both sides. So I have all that superiority complex going for me.
Yeah.
And this, enormous sense of responsibility to balance it out.
Yeah.
I think. And yeah, so they were young. They were like 19 and 20 or 20 and 21, like right around there.
Yeah.
And yeah, they got married while they were pregnant with me. And I'm not sure how long it took for my dad to sort of succumb to pretty severe alcoholism, or if he kind of was already always drinking. I may actually know this, but I'm not recalling it off the top of my head. But yeah, he had a really, really bad drinking problem most of my childhood.
Was he employed?
He was employed initially at the Boeing.
In
But-
Tacoma?
Yeah, but you got to build airplanes. You got to stay sober.
Yeah, you do.
Of all the jobs
You'd
we want
hope.
people to be
That's a
sober
big
on.
one.
Yeah.
It's high on my list.
He would go and recover, and he would go to rehab, and he would get to the point where he would even be somebody else's sponsor, like he'd be clean that long, and so
Mhm.
it made it that much more heartbreaking. And when he would fall.
And would you see the signs percolating up? Did you ever feel like you had a sense of when those times were coming?
No, it always surprised me, and I actually think maybe now that I'm an adult, that's why I never let anything surprise me ever. I don't even like getting a birthday present. Like, I'm like, tell me what it is, and we'll talk about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When he was drunk, what version of a drunk was he?
just unpredictable.
Yeah.
Unpredictable. He's really smart, hyper articulate, smart, kind of a victim of an overactive mind.
Mhm.
And alcohol is obviously something that he used to sort of quell that.
Yes.
Mhm.
But because he's so naturally, he would not like this, but quite dogmatic and marinating in rhetoric all the time, his sobriety would become a family religion. So we would be in Al-Anon, Alateen. We would be learning that we'd have the slogans, we had the one-liners, and then he would fall off the wagon, and it would feel like we fell off a skyscraper.
Well, yeah, your identity, all of your identity,
And the whole
is kinda
friendship
shattered.
group is all members of AA, I'm sure.
I wish. I don't think that I think that's part of the problem.
Oh, okay.
Is that, you kind of described that town, that small town situation.
Mhm.
No, they were not. I think, and my dad, he's like, he doesn't have like an ego, but he's kind of sort of self-important in a way.
Mhm.
And just, if what is needed in theory for an addict to stay clean is a positive friend group,
Mhm.
he doesn't believe that applies to him. He's the one guy.
can
He
relate.
can do it on his
I'm
own.
always like, when I entered recovery, they're like, here's 6 things that work for people. And I'm like, let's see if I can do it with one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Get 3 months, relapse, and then come back. I'm open to doing 2 of the things.
Yeah, exactly.
I
I mean,
think
literally,
it's
I had to get
common.
worn down over years before I was finally like, okay, I'll do all the fucking things. What, I have to believe in God, okay? And
Yeah, right.
I need a sponsor.
Well, it's still all about acceptance that you have a real issue. That obviously that cliche, or that's the first acknowledgement is the hardest hurdle or problem or whatever, is real. Like, all of that is just to get to, I have a real problem. Because until then you're like, I have a little problem. I could probably just do with one of these things, or, you know.
And there's an arrogance. There's also
that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's an arrogance like, okay, the normal people need all this,
Well, yeah.
but I'm exceptional. So what will I
I'm
need? Maybe
exceptional.
3 of these things.
Yeah. If any of them. And then there's that, like, you know, to your point, like, have you seen that Leonardo DiCaprio meme? I love it so much, where he's got that like kind of face and he's holding a martini or whatever. And it's the meme is like, you know, how wine drunks look at regular drunks. It's like, oh,
Yes.
we drink wine.
Yes.
So
There's always someone worse.
there's always someone worse. And then, like, there's that cliche of the rock bottom thing. It's like, it feels like only time I've seen people get sober and like stay sober, this is just a theory from a person who's not an addict, by the way, but is that like the shit has to really hit the fan.
Yeah.
Like really hit the fan.
The saying in AA is like, you won't change until your hair is on fire. Right.
Yeah.
And then the other great sayings, which describes your father and myself, is like, you can have terminal uniqueness, which is I'm so unique, I'm gonna die because of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm so special and different and unique,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna die of that uniqueness, but I don't care. I'd rather be that unique.
Yeah. It's almost romantic.
yes.
Totally.
And it feels like it has autonomy
Mhm.
and like you're in control, and it's not. It's you just you're just unwilling.
He's sober now, though.
He
That's
is.
awesome.
Yeah.
For how long?
For a long time.
That's
22
awesome.
years maybe.
Oh, that's
great.
awesome. I imagine we inherited the same thing, which I was just like, you know, it's kind of dorky because it's this thing my dad's super into. And then the spirituality that would accompany it, right? It'd be like
Right.
Course of Miracles and all these other things that tie in with it. What kind of feelings were you having about that whole element?
About the spiritual
The
element?
AA and it is like the slogans and all that stuff. Was it like, oh my God, this is embarrassing? Or
I was already more religious than AA when we entered into AA. I was already really into Jesus.
Oh.
and were your parents or just you? You found it on your own?
It's very weird. My parents were, but and my dad really was at a time, you know, he's like extremist. So he had
Yeah.
extremist moments,
Yeah.
but like, and is still an extremist, but I had my own path with it. Like I have terminal uniqueness. So
yeah.
I almost died like when I was 5 from meningitis.
Oh.
And I just got, and I've, like I said, first daughter,
Yeah.
first grandchild on both sides. I just got told so many times that I had like a purpose and that I was like saved for something. And we were all intent and we were all going to church. And so I was like talking to Jesus all the time. I had a whole relationship with this Jesus thing that was kind of independent.
Wow.
I would elect to go to vacation Bible school and Awanas and youth group and stuff like that. And I didn't have groups of friends based on it either.
Yeah, you weren't like idolizing some older kid that was super into it or anything?
No.
It was just that maybe that near-death experience. Your heart stopped a few times during that? You were
Yeah,
in a
I was in a coma and everything.
Yeah.
I was just like riding shotgun with this Jesus character.
Wow.
And kind of always have been through a lot of turmoil, ups and downs in my life, and even things about me that would push me away from it and pull me back, and recognize with a lot of gratitude that I have a very unique God perspective.
And you still do.
I still do, yeah.
Wow.
What age were you when baptism was supposed to happen?
I think like 16.
Okay, so 16, you were supposed to get baptized.
Yeah.
And what happened?
You know, there was this kind of troubling church actually that in our town, it's a big surprise, in the neighboring town, Black Diamond. And they kind of like looked for troubled kids that were in troubled home situations and stressed out, you know. And at this point, me and my brother already dropped out of high school. And we were in trouble at cleaning buses at the bus barn. And this church bus pulled up and kind of like told us to get in, picked up my brother, and I didn't go.
They should have told you Steelhead were running.
Yeah, all they had to tell me, was Steelhead were running in the green.
There's God at the church? Okay.
I'm like, okay, man, didn't look that bad. I got in the quarry guy's truck.
Yeah.
No, but I didn't go. Eventually, I started going to the church. Found it compelling, went to one of those camps. You know, they go to these camps. I don't think you guys have ever experienced these church camp things.
I've not been to one, but kids went to them where I
Yeah,
grew
a lot
up.
of friends went.
Deeply emotional and transformative for young kids. These camps, like these guys, these pastors, they're cool. They know how to talk to young people. They know how to play on our guilt and our sense of rebelliousness. And so it compelled me to want to get baptized. I felt that there was just too much in the world that I couldn't handle without making my faith like official.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I did the thing that you do in the evangelical church where the pastor like prays for everybody to close their eyes, and then somebody comes forward, and I came forward.
Oh, wow.
So I was going to get baptized, and everybody's crying and clapping, and it's all very charismatic, and you spend like a week taking classes and doing Bible study and spending time with the pastor and everything.
Yeah.
And I had done it. I did all those things. And when the day came around for my baptism at the church, the whole town, which is like not many people, and my parents, troubling as it all was, we were a unit. We were together. We were all a big dysfunctional family. I was out of the closet. I had a girlfriend, a short little haircut,
Can we do 1 second on that? Being openly gay where I'm from, in a rural area in the 80s, it would have been really hard. What, was it different in Washington?
No, I was the only one I knew.
Yeah, where did you get the confidence to own that and not run from that at all?
I mean, it's a really good question. It's just, for me, it's just always been such an obvious part of who I am.
Yeah.
When I saw other gay people on TV, like Ellen DeGeneres coming out in the 90s, when I saw, gay artists like the Indigo Girls, and I was a huge Elton John fan, and I read all these biographies, and then there were movies that kind of touched on it, Boys on the Side and Philadelphia. I recognized there was a community or a culture outside of my life.
That makes sense. Your heroes were often gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, all my friends were going through puberty, and they wanted to make out with boys, and I wanted to make out with girls.
Yeah.
I just did. I want to make out with them. I couldn't deny that.
But people do.
But they do.
All the time. So it's amazing.
I think when they're not in cities as well, they tend to
They
even
definitely
more.
do. Yeah.
I just have always been pretty oblivious to just not being cool, and just recognizing that, like, my favorite pants growing up were like cow print jeans. Like, I didn't know,
Yeah.
that people were like laughing at my obsessions or my eccentricities. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gay.
So you were already, you were
The
already
whole
at
town knows I'm gay. Everybody knows I'm gay. They're not that into it. It's not a
Sure.
popular thing.
Right.
I'm not taking a whole lot of shit for it, but I'm not being accepted either. And again,
Yeah.
kind of oblivious to that. Just listening to the Indigo Girls, loving my life.
They probably don't mind that you're gay. They're nervous. Is every girl going to turn gay now in the school?
I don't think I had that kind of influence.
I think
If I could have turned to one girl gay in my school, that would have been awesome.
You're like, I was trying.
Yeah.
Like when I talk to friends of mine who I adore that live in the South, and the way they'll tell me that, like, that Disney's goal is to convince all kids to be trans, I'm like, I think you think that. Like, I do
They
think
do
you think
think
that.
that.
Yeah. I
They
think
do
that's a
100%
real
think that.
thought.
Yeah.
And I think similarly, like, I think a lot of people back then were just like, yeah, I don't care what she does, but is she going to influence my daughter?
This idea of a bad influence in quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that there may have been some of that. I mean, I remember hearing a lot of words like that thrown around town or in my family or in the 90s, like militant. Oh, she's militant, or she's hard, or she's
Oh, interesting.
or is are you going to put it in our faces? These kind of, or like love the sinner, hate the sin. Like, we love you, but we don't accept your lifestyle kind of thing.
Right.
And that, unfortunately, just had to be good enough for me back then.
Oh, yeah.
And I was absolutely fine with that.
Yeah. You weren't sweating that too much.
I mean, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I knew it was a countercultural thing.
And your parents think they were cool, obviously?
No,
Okay.
not really.
Same
They
situation.
weren't cool, but they weren't not cool. It was just, it was something everybody found like kind of quite annoying about me, if I'm honest.
Right.
But I have an inner world, and I also knew, I can't explain why, but I knew I had this life ahead of me that I was about to be a part of, and that I was going to be okay. But I get to this church for this baptism after spending this time with the pastor, having this kind of position in my community that was complicated. I was loved but not accepted, and just everything was like okay, but like not great.
Yeah.
So I get to this church, and the pastor takes me aside with this other kid that was going to get, like, a much younger kid, and asks us both, like, as a formality, do you practice witchcraft or homosexuality? And I just laughed. I just burst out laughing because I didn't understand why that question was pertinent, and I still don't.
Yeah.
But that question seemed so ridiculous to me. And then it didn't take me long to realize that I had to answer yes to one of those things.
Right.
Do you think he threw witchcraft in to make it seem less pointed? Or you think that's standard with
No,
it?
I think they think that's equal. Those are the same.
I'm just curious if because he's spent a week with you. He probably liked you.
He liked me.
Yeah.
And he knew me. He knew my family.
And he's about to put you in a situation where he's going to deny you a baptism. I mean, imagine he's human. So did he just throw witchcraft in to try to make it say, hey, I got to ask these standard questions?
I think so.
That's
and
what
I think
I'm
until
feeling.
this very moment, I just accepted it as such.
It just seems like an insane. How would you find yourself all the way to this point believing in witchcraft? But whatever.
Yeah, I have a great idea. I'm going to ask her about witchcraft, and then the homosexuality thing won't feel
That's a
as...
throwaway. Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
maybe the other kid was a warlock.
No.
Right?
Yeah, maybe
And so
the
he's just
boy was
both-
a warlock.
He's getting them both, getting you both with one question.
So he very well could have been. He's standing there with his staff.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I stopped laughing. I looked at him. I go, you know me. I go, you know I'm gay. Everyone knows I'm gay. I'm the gay person in town. I'm like the town gay. Like, you know, that didn't seem like that was a disqualifying factor. And I'm in a swimsuit
right.
and my parents are right there. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he was like, you can't be baptized today. And I had to like leave the church in front of all of those people sitting there. Like run back to my house.
How did you take that? Were you heartbroken by that or were you angered by it? What was...
At that point, just like humiliated.
Yes.
So embarrassed, which is my nightmare. I cannot be embarrassed.
Yeah.
It was about the most embarrassed I've ever been in my life. And to this day, and my parents came home and a couple of their close friends like Ron and, Diane, like they all came to the house and it was suddenly, I was loved and accepted. It was this weird thing that happened where then Pastor Dude was the problem and the whole town got mad on like my behalf.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That might be scarier for me though. I don't know if I want the whole town to hate me or love me. I'm afraid of both.
I could see why, because they might know what you're doing.
I'd just be like, oh, I can't live up to love. I can live up to disappointing you.
Really?
But living up to love, that's the whole trajectory of this experience of even getting famous is like, that's still an issue.
Is it?
Like, I'm afraid for you to love me because I'm going to disappoint you.
I think more than ever, that is a valid stressor.
Yeah.
Really,
I can see why. I can see why you feel that way even without the issues that you live in.
Yeah, I already had those. And then there's some proof now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So that turned that around, for me in a really interesting way.
So did they can the pastor? They said like, you got to go with the program and baptize.
No, that pastor called me every day for a long time trying to apologize. I think it was just upsetting for everyone. Religion and dogma, that kind of thing. It's so oppressive.
So did you just lose your desire to even get baptized at that point? Like, fuck that. I have my relationship with Jesus and I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until much, much later in life. It set me free in a way, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it made a lot of people that thought that gay people were militant and insisting on these rights that they're going to take from them, realize we really are kind of in trouble out here. Like we really are vulnerable in a lot of different ways. And I don't think they realized. Yeah,
you were just like excommunicated from your church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In front of them all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lovely end though to that terrible story.
I'm so glad
I think so. That's the way I look at it.
You. Yeah. That's beautiful.
Something about it is the best part of us as humans, which is like, we don't enjoy seeing someone get shit on or excluded.
Almost no matter what.
Yeah. It can change us on a dime in a profound way, more than had you bitched out the guy in front of everyone.
And won.
Yeah.
Something.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
I know exactly what you mean. And did I read correctly that you wouldn't get married until LGBTQ?
Till the gays could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's right. I've had a lot of gay friends, and my analogy was, and this is a crazy analogy, but it feels very appropriate. If half my friends were black and I lived in the 30s, I wouldn't host a party in the front of the bus.
Yeah.
It would feel insane.
Right.
And I was like, well, we're going to invite like 8 of our gay friends to watch us have this right they don't have and celebrate us. Feels bonkers.
Wow.
Just on that alone, not like a big global, just like this is wrong for me to do this and invite friends that can't do it to enjoy it for me. It feels crazy.
It's pretty good.
Pretty great.
But then we were stuck in engagement
Purgatory.
purgatory for like, I want to say 3 years, to the point where people would be like, you're still engaged? Like they're getting nervous for us, right? Like you can only be engaged for so long.
Yeah, this is
Where
a bad
people are
sign.
getting nervous.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, this is convenient. You have a cause now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What timing
it's
for
the
your
guy's
cause?
idea.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
All right, we got to take a quick break and thank our presenting sponsor, Grubhub. So here's something I've been noticing, and tell me if it's just me, but the second you order food, suddenly everyone around you becomes very invested in your dinner. Like people who weren't hungry 5 minutes ago are now hovering trying to steal a fry. And honestly, I think it's because Gold Days of Grubhub Plus is here, but only for a limited time. Gold Days has 4 weeks of Grubhub's best offers happening all month long in May, only with a Grubhub Plus membership, so you don't want to miss it. And if you're not a member yet, now is the time because new members can sign up for Grubhub Plus for just 99 cents a month for 6 months. That's a 90% discount off the usual price. Grubhub Plus membership auto-renews and terms and additional fees apply. If you're a Grubhub Plus member, you're getting $0 delivery fees and lower service fees on eligible orders and discounted priority delivery. During Gold Days, you also get rotating weekly deals like free items, money off your order, and offers on groceries powered by Instacart. So seriously, don't wait. Sign up now in the app or at grubhub.com/plus/gold and take advantage of Gold Days and this limited time offer. Visit the app or grubhub.com for more details. Or don't. But just know, you could be the one with the fries everyone's eyeing. We are supported by Allstate. Checking Allstate first could save you hundreds on car insurance. Not checking your gas gauge before hitting the road? You genuinely thought you could make it? You were wrong. That's a very long stretch of highway where you learned exactly how far fumes can take you. And it's not far enough. Yeah. Checking first is an excellent plan. So check Allstate first for an auto quote. It could save you hundreds. And for fast, reliable help when you need it, add an Allstate roadside plan today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Potential savings vary. Insurance and roadside assistance plans are subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Insurance provided by Allstate North American Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois. Roadside assistance plans provided by Allstate Motor Club, Incorporated, an Allstate affiliate.
You should go to the festival. You definitely
You should
belong
go to the
there.
festival. I
Oh,
really
I
do
love
think it's
it.
right for you. But also, like that's actually amazing. That's going to always be a part of your legacy. And being able to get married changed my life. And when I couldn't get married, it was a major drain on my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that a little bit? Because I do think we have a friend group and there's something adjacent happening where there's some religious people who are like, well, no, you can be together, but like marriage is a different thing. What can you share about why that's not okay?
About why it's not okay to deny that basic,
Yes.
civil right. Well, I just don't think that any one religion has the monopoly on, two people choosing to spend the rest of their lives together under equal protection of the law.
Yeah.
And guess what? Some of us are quite religious.
Yeah.
It was kind of wild actually because my weddings, we had a lot of weddings.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is from London. So we got married in a little church called the Church of the Good Shepherd in Wareham,
And
Massachusetts.
her last name is Shepard, yeah?
Shepherd. Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And then we had a civil partnership in England because they didn't have marriage there yet. It was just a civil partnership. So it was kind of weird because we never had a civil partnership here, but we had marriage first. And then England for years had civil partnerships and then marriage quite a lot later.
Yeah.
So we had a civil partnership there and the deal was you couldn't have any mention of faith, religious music. I don't even think you could wear like a cross. Like you had to have a totally secular,
Oh.
Interesting.
union, which was an interesting thing because it just it gave me this perspective of understanding how it can really be viewed through a religious lens, but really that's all in the eye of the beholder. That's all in how you feel about it.
Also, it just really speaks to like little groups of humans do little weird things and they have little weird rules so that they're separate from this group. So it's like, this one has to be secular. Doesn't make much sense. This one can't have that. Doesn't make much sense. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's just like, and then they overlap in these little segments of life, and you're going to deal with, you know, a civil union and that thing at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. And people that like, you know, I think just normal people out like living their lives and stuff just didn't realize how many things it excluded us from.
Right. I guess that, yeah.
Yeah. Like we had all kinds of issues.
You couldn't visit her in the hospital, right? Like that would be one in a lot of cases.
I mean, yeah, that was a really heartbreaking one. And, you know, I saw that happen to a lot of older couples and stuff like that. Or just like home ownership, like going back to somebody's family instead of their like long-term spouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Things like that. But then, you know, immigration as well. Like we couldn't get a green card or vouch for citizenship or anything like that because there was no spousal allocation for me to be able to do that. So it was, you know, we had to renew our visa every couple of years and panic every time we traveled internationally.
Yeah.
Get detained at the airport. We were always detained at the airport.
Oh.
And it was just like, and when that changed, it was just immediate. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what everybody else gets to.
Yeah.
You just get to walk up to the counter and say, we're married. Everywhere.
You don't even think about it. Like it's not even, I don't think I've gotten some right, which I have.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem when people are against it. They don't recognize the benefits of it that they're just inherently getting.
Right. That's a good point.
They're not noticing.
Do you like Sedaris? David Sedaris, the writer?
I don't know him. Help me.
He's so good.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You just got
a lot
introduced to the greatest living writer.
Okay.
He is incredible.
He's hysterical. But anyways, I was just reading a short story 2 nights ago, and it was about when it got passed. And he has a very interesting, he's older, he's 60, probably 4 now. And he has opinions that are of his era in a fun way. And he's very open about them. He was in England and he collects trash in the morning at their house in England. That's like his routine. And he brought with him his iPad because he knew that the Supreme Court announcement was going to happen. And then he lost signal for 3 hours. And then he finally got to a cafe and he opened it up and he saw it. And he said, I don't think any gay human being in America could have not read that and just felt emotion.
Yeah.
But then his whole process is like him going home to his partner of 20 years and telling Hugh that they got to get married because there's a great tax benefit. And he was like, I'm not getting married. That's for fucking straight people. I don't give a fuck about the tax benefit.
That's a whole thing.
And he pestered him for like a month to finally get him to concede. And he said, like, so the wedding, he's like, the actual proposal was like him rolling out the tax benefits, bludgeoning him. And then Hugh saying, fine, if it'll make you shut up, I'll do it.
That's marriage.
That's hot.
Walking into his room going like, well, that's not the wedding proposal I imagined, but here we are.
Yeah.
And like doesn't want to be called husband. You know, like just it was a whole rejection.
That's
of the
a whole thing. How old are they?
Like 64, 5.
Yeah, I get it. I respect that.
Yeah.
I really respect that.
He hates the word queer. You know, like he's got a lot of things.
I know that. Those people too.
And he's fun to talk to and he's earned every single opinion he has. But
I love those folks. Those are my ancestors in a way. Like those, I feel like those are my elders, man. I've got so much respect for the older gays.
Yeah. I mean, that's when he grew up in a time where he had to leave North Carolina and move to New York City. This is his only shot.
Had to.
Front lines. Yeah.
And he's almost unsympathetic when he has people ask him questions like, what should I do? I'm in this town. He's like, fucking move.
He's like, just get out of there.
They're gritty, those older guys. They're so gritty. It's brutal.
And they're like, you guys don't even know what AIDS is.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. They're pissed. And in some ways, like they have a right.
He's like, what's the problem?
Exactly.
Okay. So did mom, was she the breadwinner? I'm imagining you guys were probably scraping by if they were super young. Dad had his problem and mom, what did she do?
No, mom was a stay-at-home mom. There was
How did this work?
There wasn't a lot of bread.
Okay.
to be winning.
Yeah.
It was my dad, when he couldn't be at Boeing anymore, he learned how to do some construction and a guy helped out. Our family helped my dad get some tools. My dad's actually really good at construction. He still comes out and does stuff at my house all the time and stuff. And just within that gig, you get jobs when you can get them. And when you don't have them, you don't have money. And that's just how you roll.
Yeah.
So we moved a lot.
Yeah, I noticed like maybe 7 places I read or something in some period of time.
Me and my brothers got in an argument about this last night. He didn't believe me, but it's 14 places in 17 years.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem that strange at all at the time. There were consistent things, like I had the same cat that we took to every place that we moved to. I shared a room with my little sister, and I'm really tight with my brother and sister. And I'm really tight with my parents. We're just a chaotic unit of dysfunction that just deeply loves each other. We sometimes disagree about history and how it played out and what we're allowed to talk about, what we aren't. But I do believe that, my life is my story, and we'll just talk it through. We'll continue to talk it through like we always have.
Yeah. Did you covet money, or was the town so small that you weren't, even though you were broke, was everyone broke? Or did you covet money and think, how the fuck am I going to get? I got to get money.
Oh yeah, I thought about money a lot.
Yeah,
I still do.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm a coyote.
Sickness.
Yeah, coyote people.
Yeah. What are you old coyote people is what we're called?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me more.
Like a coyote, it cannot help but exist for meat.
You
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm a coyote for achievement. I'm a coyote for success. I'm a coyote for stability and money. And I do my best. I've got all kinds of philosophies around not hoarding money and things like that because I know where the addiction lies. But no, I used to lay in my bed and dream about all the things I could buy everybody if I got money. And they were dumb things like four-wheelers.
Sure, no, those are great things.
Downriggers and crap like that. And I did do, like, once I very first started making money, I did crazy stuff with it. Like, I took out loans, like I would finance four-wheelers and get like my dad and brother a four-wheeler. And just new money stuff. Like,
I wish I were one of your family members. I love four-wheelers.
I have a lot
Especially free ones.
I have a four-wheeler problem.
But you started singing with mom at 8 years old?
Yeah.
So mom was a singer, I presume?
Yeah, my mom's a really good country singer. And to this day, she can still sing really good, like Tammy Wynette.
Oh, yeah.
And her dad died of ALS really young. He died at like 50. And that was tough for my mom because she was, really young.
Needed a dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was special. So he was going to be a pretty important patriarchal figure in our family that we all could have really used.
Yeah.
And so he left us, and one thing he did was sing country music and play the spoons and sing in a country band with his family.
Was he from Washington?
He was from Minnesota.
Oh. Okay. Doesn't make much more sense. I was hoping from the South we were going to get.
But you can't count out the North.
Yeah.
That's why, or the West. That's why we call it country and Western, where I come from.
Oh, you're right.
Because we does not belong to the South.
That's true.
And so she, in a way, was able to continue that legacy, pass that on to me and my brother and my sister. We all do music now.
And who was she singing with that she got to get you up on stage to sing with her?
There was like a little community theater in town called the Northwest Grand Ole Opry that I dream about all the time, actually. We were acting out the Grand Ole Opry. You had like an announcer, and there was like a little Jimmy Dickens Minnie Pearl thing happening.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and so she would mostly sing with us, but even though she's a good singer, I always got the idea that it was really more about us than her at a certain point. And she was like, really thought it was really cool that her kids could sing.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. You have kids.
Yeah, I got kids.
Yeah, they do shit. And you're like, oh my God.
They do shit and you're like, oh my God, that's what I wanted to I picked a song to play for you later.
Oh, I can't wait.
Based on this because of the ages. Tell me now, how old?
11 and 13. And you're 8 and 12?
8 and 11, almost 12.
8 and 11. Okay. So similar, both girls.
Both girls.
Yeah.
Yours are both girls also?
Mine are both girls.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do they ride four-wheelers?
They do.
Okay, good.
They both have Polarises.
Yeah, okay, good.
And I think that like putting them on four-wheelers is something I'm really happy I did, and in a Ranger, because when they get to driving,
yeah, right.
Just that coordination and
the four of them should really be hanging out.
I know. My girls ride dirt bikes and they drive razors and golf carts. Yeah. Okay. You start singing now without mom by what age? 15-ish?
Yeah. When I kind of like me and my best friend Amber, we started singing background vocals for her dad, who was an Elvis impersonator.
Okay, great.
And then we would do a song or two in the set by ourselves. And then we learned a couple of Indigo Girls songs, and we started trying to teach her harmony, which my brother had taught me. And I was singing in another band with my brother, and things just kind of like turned into me being in multiple bands and having a lot going on.
Yes. And you taught yourself piano. You got obsessed with Elton John. Taught yourself piano. Taught yourself guitar.
Guitar when I was around 16, 17.
Okay. And when do you move into Seattle and meet Tim and Phil?
I never moved to Seattle.
You didn't?
In fact, to this day, I live where I grew up.
Okay.
But I did meet them in a studio when I was about 18, 19. I got some money together from neighbors, Coyote, out there doing the Coyote thing.
Sure.
Got some money together to go make a CD and ended up there's a recording studio there called London Bridge and a guy called Rick Ruben. And this recording studio is like very special. This is where Pearl Jam 10 was done, Temple of the Dog, all of Alice in Chains stuff with Kelly Gray, and Rick Ruben was involved in all that. And he was the producer of those things. So this felt to me like the center of Seattle grunge.
Yeah.
But I couldn't afford like the big studio or the big producers. So like an assistant engineer let me record with him upstairs in like a little kind of
satellite room.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even really, it was just a room.
Okay.
But Pro Tools was just coming out. And so you could do that without a big console and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were downstairs. Tim and Phil were downstairs working with the big producer in the big room in their own band called the Fighting Machinists. They were like legends in Seattle. They had just gotten the biggest record deal anybody in Seattle had ever gotten. And they were going to be huge. And I just waltzed down there and, again, totally oblivious to what I looked like and where I came from, and just was like,
You guys like cow pants?
yeah, I'm like, what do you think?
Enjoy.
Leave this all behind. Come with me. And I will
put on your bib and pull up a plate.
Let's go.
I guess that's the beauty of moving a lot. You do learn, you just have to like put yourself out there. You have to talk to people. You can't really be shy. You don't have time.
Yeah. If you're sitting at home, no one's ever going to knock at your door and go, hey, do you want this spectacular life?
No one ever is. And you realize like, you got to make opportunities every chance you get. And I was like working as a barista at a coffee stand. So I got a lot of social skills that way. I was working at a grocery store as a sample lady.
Oh, a sample lady. What was your sample?
Oh, every day it was different.
Oh.
It was an awesome job actually. And then I was working part-time as a roofing laborer.
Oh,
wow.
I also was a roofer.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are
it's quite a
we
job.
the same person? It is.
Yeah.
I think my back is still
Were you doing
messed up
tear
from
off
it.
or?
Tear off.
Yeah.
Tear off and clean up. And sometimes I would throw down the tar paper if it was not a sledded roof.
Never got to throw any bundles up.
You didn't get promoted there.
Yeah. I will say, though, I was just talking about this with a neighbor in Nashville because he's a builder, and we were kind of going through the strata of people in the trades. And I was like, look, you've been doing this for 35 years. Am I not crazy? We are the worst, right? Roofers are just like the worst prison records, least likely to show up. And he goes, oh, by far, roofers are the most fucked up in the trades.
You think?
Oh, you got to shit on a roof. You're like, in Detroit, we would do rubber roof. You'd be 5-6 stories up. Even if you went down the ladder, there's nowhere in Detroit to go use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So guys are shitting in buckets on the roof.
Ew.
Everyone's hammered. People aren't showing up. I mean, it was a mess.
Yeah. So imagine being like the lowest rung on that ladder where you're just cleaning up the mess. It was like that. And when you're on a roof and you're cleaning up roofing material, you're never lifting anything properly because you're always trying to keep from falling down.
You're on a crazy angle the whole
This
time.
is horrifying.
Yeah.
So I think my back is like permanently
Probably.
jacked from it.
Yeah.
Your whole day is spent figuring out how to do this ergonomically so you don't get hurt. Because you're on an angle that's different from the angle you mastered yesterday. And you're prying these nails out with this fucking weird
my
shovel.
This has gotten so niche.
I know.
Like no one can
Roofers
relate
are
to
gonna
this
love it.
except
Who
for
cares?
me.
You and I can. We know 6 other
Let's
roofers
get all
out
the
there.
roofers as our audience.
The 6 roofers who are sober enough to comprehend this right now are enjoying it.
They're like, tar paper.
How do you woo Tim and Phil? Like, how do you go from they're the hot shit in town, you're upstairs in the attic recording on Pro Tools. How do you convince them we should work together?
Honestly, I don't know because it was every show they had was sold out. I saw them play. Like they were unbelievable. They were very nice. I almost couldn't believe how nice they were to me because they were so popular and they were so good looking. I had nothing to offer these 2 beautiful boys in their 20s. And I was just like, you want to play on my record, you know?
How's this sound?
And
Got a great
how's this
opportunity for
sound?
you.
And they just did it.
Wow.
And
that's nice.
and it was like for no reason, you know? And like the way I had things going was I would busk whenever I could in the daytime at Pike Place Market. And I had these residencies at night in clubs and restaurants all over Seattle. I'm talking about Duke's Clam Chowder House, Bill Madine's Ravioli Station in Ballard, the Dubliner Bar, and, you know, the Ballard Firehouse.
People are coming for the entree first, and then there's music.
They have no idea they're going to get music.
Right.
But I did have this little PA system that I would go, hey, listen, I got 2 speakers. I know you don't have music here, but if you let me come in on Tuesday nights, give me like 4 Tuesday nights. If on the 5th Tuesday night, it's like twice as busy in here, that you got to start paying me.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
That's a good pitch.
I would get my Tuesday night at, you know, Salty's on Alki. And then I would do that on Thursday. So I basically had all these residencies going, and then I would get down on my breaks and sit with all these people at their tables and have a beer and say, give me your phone number, give me your phone number. And then once a month I would call them and I'd go, hey, I got a big show at the Tractor Tavern. Might be some record labels there. Will you pack it out for me?
Oh.
Yeah.
And all these people would come, and then I'd have packed shows. And so it was, everybody was like,
Smart.
what's going on with this girl?
Yeah.
Wow, you really networked your way into that.
Good.
Yeah. Well, that's how we ended up getting a record deal. And that's how I ended up getting the twins to join the band.
Wow.
Don't you marvel? I'll be just reflecting on the odds against everyone to make it in any of these chosen show business careers. And I just, the thing I constantly come back to is like, yeah, it'd be great if talent got you there.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of hustle it takes, I think, is a little misleading when you're on the outside. You think like, oh, if I'm Bieber and I'm a genius at 13, I'll become famous. And really, it's like, I mean, you got to fucking call random people you played in front of at a restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really the stuff we've been talking about this whole time that gives you that acumen, like the skills to do that.
Yeah.
Is you can't fake being a coyote. You can't fake coming from nothing. You can't fake the charisma that it takes to rise like a phoenix out of really difficult situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it does start happening pretty darn quick for you, I would say, right? Because you've dropped out of high school.
Yep.
That ship sailed.
That was a bummer.
How did that? Okay, hold on. I do want to pause there for 2
We're not
seconds.
going to pursue anything academically.
Or you
No.
just like, I'm done. I'm
You had
done
ADHD,
now.
right? You were diagnosed as ADHD?
I don't think so. You know,
Okay.
something, I don't think so.
Okay.
My folks, the whole thing is a bit inaccurate in terms of like, we're inaccurate historians. I mean, I'm sure there was a doctor or two that was like, you have ADHD.
Right.
And now that everybody understands it so well, I'm sure there's some truth to that. But I just didn't do well
Yeah.
in school, and I just couldn't keep myself there. I just couldn't.
You were restless there?
I was restless, and I felt too grown up to be there, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
because I had all these jobs and all these goals and these plans, and I was working it.
Yeah.
And I would be like, you know, working and getting myself places. And then I would go to school and have to raise my hand to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't belong here. Like,
yeah.
I'm an adult. I just felt like I can't be here. I'm failing at everything. I need to go somewhere I'm not going to fail.
Mm.
Right.
That's what it was. I need to go somewhere I'm not going to fail.
Yeah.
And your parents were like, all right, I guess that's what's going to happen. They didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Me and my brother, we're just a year apart. We just
Wow.
stopped. We just stopped going and just started working.
Wow. I just wonder, like, Dax, if the girls were like, we're not going to school anymore. Like, what?
Of all the people I know who are successful in working, I don't think any of them went to Harvard. None of them did the right thing. I barely graduated high school. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think if you want it, you're going to get it. And if you don't want it, you're not going to get it anyways. I can send you any school that'll take you. It's not going to give you that.
Yeah.
I hate to say that I feel that way, but I kind of do.
I mean, it worked out.
Well, if my girls came to me and said, we don't want to go to a conventional high school, I have the time and the means to help them with an alternative path. You know, my parents, they both dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
So, and no one in our family graduated. Not my brother, not my sister, not me, not my folks.
Wow, your kids could be the first.
They
So my
could.
kids could be the first, and they will be, and they will do it maybe a different way though. Like, I don't see my kids going to a conventional high school and doing that.
Right.
I don't understand how to speak that language. So
yeah.
I think there will be alternative forms of their exit from their education.
But suffice to say, by 2005, you record Brandi Carlile. That's the first album.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have been, what would you have been, 24?
When it came out, yeah. I think I recorded it in maybe 2002, 2003.
Okay.
Very early on.
So pretty young, 24.
Mm-hmm.
And that works. Like Rolling Stone reviews it beautifully. They put you on the top 10 artists to watch in 2005. After all that grind, did you have a hard time trusting the positive things that were coming?
No, I just loved it. I was so happy. Like, honestly, I was happy before. Like, I've always felt like a famous singer.
Yeah.
I've always felt like that.
Yeah.
So no.
You're like, oh, the world caught up.
Yeah, I'm more gun shy now than I was back then.
Tell me, what do you think has caused that?
I don't know. Maybe just getting older, like being middle-aged, wondering about relevance, the internet, the way people talk about each other, how easy it is to surmise that someone is something that they're not, and those kinds of things just make me question whether this is the gig for me. But it's weird though, isn't it? It's like counter to what you would think. If you would ask me at like 15, let's say you did all this stuff, what would you feel like at the end of it? I'd be like, oh, I'd feel so confident. But yeah, I was in this movie that people give me a lot of compliments for, Idiocracy, and I played a role that I know I wouldn't do today. Like, it would be too big of a swing. I would be afraid to go try to do what I did in that movie. You're saying that you wouldn't do today?
If you offered me that role today, I would be like, I can't do it. Yeah, I'd be too scared. But isn't that what we're saying? There's like, that's what's so weird.
Well, that's the thing about Idiocracy too, that, I could see why. I could see why.
Yeah, just it was a huge swing, and I didn't mind at all taking it at 30.
Back then.
And I didn't give a fuck if anyone thought it was embarrassing or not.
Right.
And now I would. And it would be harder for me to do it now. And that's opposite of what I would have expected.
Is it because we don't want to be embarrassed in front of our kids? Is it because we're like becoming legacy conscious as we get older?
I mean, I think those are really good guesses. And for probably a lot of people, that stuff is going on. I don't think I'm concerned about legacy. Well, I think what it is I in some weird way, I was like inoculated by ignorance and naivete. Like I didn't even consider, what if I look ridiculous doing it? What if this is embarrassing? Those thoughts never crossed my mind.
Wow.
And now they would. Yeah,
that sucks. We only get that, I think,
I'm not as good as I thought I was. That's part of it, right? Like I used to think I was so good. Now I think I'm fine. Like in some weird ways, I'm more confident, but also it's like I tapped down the bottom and the top.
What has changed that?
Yeah, I really don't know, other than
you think you've let some of the outside in a little bit?
Yeah, or I've seen stuff I did that I thought was one thing, and then upon reflection or years away, I'm like, oh, it wasn't as good as I thought it was, or I wasn't as good in it. I'm like, I've more come to the feeling like, yeah, I'm fine. I can do this job. Not, I'm going to be Will Ferrell. At that point, I was like, I'm going to be Will Ferrell.
No, you have stuff to lose now. That's really what it is. You get to an age where you have stuff to lose. When you're starting out, there's nothing to lose. You're able to put yourself out there because it's like, well, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, I didn't have a mortgage when I did that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have a reputation, you have children. I mean, there's a ton to lose, actually.
And you're a little bit dumb. Like
the beauty of not having a fully developed frontal lobe actually it helps you.
I mean, like I put out album after album after album without ever even knowing when the Grammys were.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's like I'm thinking about the Grammys before I write the song. I don't want it to be that way. And I push it out. I do it.
Yeah.
I get rid of it and I do the thing and I go in.
Yeah.
But like to not know the things I know. I made an album with Elton John. Elton's incredibly encyclopedic about numbers and the charts and how things do. And he knows everything. And I knew nothing. He would call me and say, hey, the record's is coming out at this, or it got this, or this thing is going to happen. And I'd be like, oh my God, tell me about that. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Once you learn too much about how you're being received, it can definitely go in. But I think there's ways we can erase it.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I think there are ways we can get rid of the knowledge.
Well, because we have examples of people who have avoided that. So minimally, there are mentors that exist that seem to have never succumbed to that pressure. But yes, if you've never been nominated for a Grammy, who cares? But then once you get nominated for one,
You're like-
now we know you can do it.
Right. Yeah.
It's yours to
It's
lose.
yours to not do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what fucks you up, I think. It's like,
It's yours
okay.
to not do.
And the climb, we talk about this all the time. It's so much, it's counterintuitive, but it's so much scarier once you're at the top of the mountain. Climbing the mountain is hard. And when you're in it, you're like, all I want to do is be up there. But then when you're up there, there's just one way to go.
There's one way to go.
Yeah.
So
There's-
it's
there's
scary up there.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
more self-conscious because of it.
You're
It's
right.
hard.
Yeah. And they say, what's that Miley lyric? There's always going to be another mountain.
Yeah.
No,
You know what I mean?
it'll be an uphill
I need another
battle.
mountain. I need another mountain all the time.
Right.
That's
And
my addiction.
they're there.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Okay. In 2007, the story comes out. How did you end up working with T-Bone Burnett? And is he as magical as I'm led to believe from film and television? He seems very special.
Yeah. He is very special. When I started recording our songs, me and the twin songs, we had like 40 something songs, 42 songs maybe, over the course of doing these residencies together and working together and practicing. And who we met first was Rick Ruben.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And Rick Ruben tried to sign us to American recordings, but there was a lot going on. Like the Johnny Cash stuff had just come out and he was moving for a bunch of record label stuff. Didn't work out. But what he told me was, these are your good songs and these are your not so good songs. And he divided them in half. And he goes, this is a really great record. This is something you can record if you need to make money and find a way to get yourself through the next couple of years until I get settled in at my new record label or
Oh,
whatever.
wow.
Did you agree with that assessment?
Yeah.
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
Then I was really open to suggestion at that point from
Yeah.
him. So I divided those two songs, these things in half, and I went in and recorded what became Brandi Carlile as
Okay.
my own collection, basically, of demos for me to sell at my shows.
Mm.
And then later on, I got the record deal in 2005, and they said, "Well, okay, we know your good record is the story, this album that you have set
Mythical yet to
aside.
come out.
Let's put this other one out in the meantime while you kind of get your chops and get out on the road and get good." So we did, and that became Brandi Carlile. That was my not good songs. That was my
Oh, wow.
album of rejects.
And you toured for 2 years on that, right?
Toured for like several years on that, and then it never really worked out with Rick Ruben. And I met T-Bone Burnett in a hotel bar in New York City, and we got to talking about country music,
Uh-huh.
and we hit it off.
Yeah.
And we agreed that we were going to leave the country and make a record together in some other country. And that record was The Story. And the whole thing is recorded
Wow.
live in one room with one band and to tape.
11 days or something? Something really quick.
Yeah, you can't get T-Bone Burnett to stay longer than that.
Yeah, he moves quick.
He moves quick.
Wow.
What was going on with T-Bone? The live was a departure from what was being done normally, right?
It was, but it was a recent departure because, like I was saying, Pro Tools was only kind of new. And there were certain editing techniques that are second nature today that you hear all the time without realizing you're hearing them that we didn't really have refined or have a lot of access to back in that exact moment. Like you couldn't have used auto-tune or Melodyne and not heard it. You'd hear it. You know what I mean? It wasn't as finessed as it is now. And so compression too, everything was in a time when you're hearing like really unaltered human voice and not a lot of isolation.
Your voice cracks on one of the tracks, right?
Yeah, on The Story.
On The Story.
In a significant way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of times I'm playing guitar and singing at the same time, and those things can't be separated in those recordings. And so we recorded to tape, which is a whole other cumbersome but beautiful sounding way to record. And that's how
to
we made
edit
that.
on it is so much more time consuming. And
Yeah, they actually splice it and cut it. Yeah. So you have to make big decisions about accepting imperfection.
Yeah. So how about that moment with the voice when you first heard it? Were you like, "Oh, we can't have that," or were you like, "Oh, fuck, this somehow has a magic to it"? Like
it felt and sounded so wild to me when I made that sound that I almost laughed and just ended the take
Right.
for everyone.
Yeah.
But I knew that everybody was playing so good and I didn't want to throw it for the drummer.
Yeah.
And so I just sang through it thinking, well, if they love the first half, they can splice a second half on from another one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when I ended the song, T-Bone Burnett comes running through, and he wasn't, he doesn't run.
Yeah.
But he was like, he comes up and he throws the door open on my ISO pod and he goes, that was the moment of the record. That was the moment of the record.
Oh, wow.
And I go, what are you talking about? He goes, wait till you hear it. Wait till you hear it.
Wow.
Wow.
Powerful.
Yeah.
That's
Ah,
cool.
That is
Yeah.
so cool.
So that album, the story really changes kind of everything. Yeah.
No,
It
at the
doesn't.
time, it really didn't. I think
Okay.
it's like it didn't break the top anything.
Well, you get songs on Grey's Anatomy.
That started happening. So
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy started showing up really early, like during the Brandi Carlile thing. And this sort of relationship happened with them where they found that my music was going well with their programming.
So
Yeah.
good.
I even recorded a couple of songs just for them.
Wow.
Yeah. In one season, they had 3 of your songs. And then their musical episode, they sang one of your songs.
Yeah, the story.
Yeah.
And so that really did help. It helped everything. It helped pay the bills. It helped our band. And I mean, what an iconic show.
Oh my God. I was obsessed with it and specifically the music. Like I was
Yeah.
like just picking out every song that they would.
They were like Maureen Becomes Eclectic. They were like a gateway to great
Exactly
music.
like Morning Becomes
Literally.
Eclectic. Exactly like Garden State.
Yes.
There was this kind of really cool thing that happened around sync licensing at that time.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be a part of it
Yeah.
in a way that I still feel the ripple effect of that. And I
Wow.
love that show.
It's a great show.
What size venues were you playing on that 2 years of touring with Brandi Carlile?
Oh,
Like theaters
dude,
or
tiny.
bars?
Well, if I got to open for somebody, theaters,
Okay.
but like a lot of bars and clubs and just kind of standing rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Saw all kinds of fun stuff, I bet.
Saw all kinds of fun stuff. I
Yeah.
never got on a plane until I was 17 years old, so I saw the whole country with these two twins in my own
Yeah.
van. We should take our kids to more bars.
Right?
That actually teaches how to get by in a bar.
Oh.
Is
Yeah.
like
If
the
you can
whole
survive there.
litmus test for the whole world.
Yeah.
So true.
Every weekend with my father was spend the
Yes.
entire day at the Dirty Duck Saloon from like 8 a.m. till 2 in the morning.
Dirty Doug.
That was his spot.
Tell me you met Doug.
No, the Dirty
Duck.
Duck.
Oh,
And
Doug.
it had a duck. It had a
I'm
duck
like, I gotta know
motif.
who Doug is.
Yeah.
Dirty
Hook me
Doug.
up with
Ew.
this dude.
Probably was owned by a Dirty Duck.
Yeah, I'm
for
sure.
Okay, so when you finally got to work with Rick Ruben, how was that? That could go either way. If he met you years before and saved this and these are great, this could go either way.
I found it tense.
I'm intimidated by him a bit. We interviewed him and I was like, he's got some mojo, but the mojo for me is intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I found it like that. If I had to really unpack it on the spot,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that him being the deciding force between whether something was great or not great really rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
actually used the word great all the time. And I felt that word was subjective. I was young enough to where the punk rock artist in me needed that word to be subjective, and I needed to be the determining factor between
Yeah.
what I was making and whether it was great or not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if he were sitting here today, he would probably giggle and tell you that that's probably what he doesn't like about working with young artists, is that they have to be the determining factor of great or not great.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I wouldn't take that from myself for anything. So we butted heads
Yeah.
really bad. And
Yeah.
then later on in life, came back together and now are very, very, very good friends.
Oh, that's lovely.
But
nice.
I still think he's a complicated man
Yeah.
Yeah.
and tough to work with on
Yeah.
that level.
Yeah. I only hung around there for a minute when the Avits were recording there because I'm friends with Seth.
Oh, cool. I'm really good friends with those guys too.
Yeah, I noticed you
Brothers
guys
to
have
me.
played together a bit. And yeah, for me, I think there's like, if I had to really isolate, like what insecurity in me is triggered by him,
Yeah, tell me.
there's something almost like religious about him. And I'm like, oh, I'll never grasp his thing that he's got. And therefore, he doesn't value me. And, whatever. He's got some toehold on something I don't even believe in. And so there's a chasm between us. And he'll never think I'm special. And I'll never think he understands me. I don't know.
Well, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Is that his like serenity and his knowledge of what's great and not great is almost religious.
Yeah. It's like an aggressive serenity.
Dude, that's it.
Well, it's serious.
That is it.
Yeah,
It's an aggressive serenity.
Yeah.
He just also, he knows himself.
And I think the dude's a genius. Like, let me be clear as day. I think the dude's a genius.
Yeah, he knows himself very well. In the middle of our interview, he was like, it's cold in here. We need to turn down the, he didn't say, can we?
No,
it was
no.
very, we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then it really rattled us for the next however many minutes
That's all
because
I
it
could talk
never
about.
happened. It had never happened, but he really just knows
Yeah.
what he wants. He says it. He's not scared of you.
Not a people pleaser.
No, like what we would say is, hey, are you guys cold?
Exactly. Or
You know what I
is
mean?
there
We would
any
we
way-
would ask for the peanut gallery to chime in and make a group decision.
But there's merits of both. I
There
find
is.
myself a little
I
envious
have
of-
to admit that the first thing I said when I walked in here today was, can we turn the air conditioning
No,
down?
yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's totally
And that's
a fair
totally
thing.
fine.
It's
I guess
totally
he passed
fair.
some of it on to me.
It's a legit thing to say. It's just the manner in which he rolled it out was unlike any
I bet.
version I had ever heard someone advocate for themselves.
One time I went up to, and this is the other thing, is when we were making that second record, he didn't come to the studio, not one time. And I live in Seattle, and I had to live in LA to make this record so I could be near him.
Yeah,
But then I would have to take the record, which we recorded onto tape, up to his house once a week. Sit there and play for him all the work I would done. And then he would do it, make suggestions. And so at one point he asked for me to double a guitar solo in length
Oh, that sounds challenging.
in this song. Impossible.
Ne'er I say impossible.
Yeah. So I said, oh, well, we were cutting the tape. We can't do that. And he goes, I'm sure you'll find a way to make it happen.
Yeah. Did you?
No.
Okay.
It couldn't be done.
But it was like that. It was very much aggressive serenity was such a descriptive factor. Anyway, I don't think it's that way anymore. In fact, I worked with him recently on something, and he was very direct, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's cool. Something about him triggers some insecurity in me. The dude's fine and he's a genius.
And he knows it. Quietly, silently.
And I may
knows
be
it.
jealous of that too.
Guru.
Yeah, maybe. If you ask him, because he doesn't play an instrument or know how to run any of the equipment, what qualifies him, as being
the guru
that he is, and he just says very confidently, my taste.
Yeah.
And I gotta respect it.
Yeah, I know. I do.
Yeah.
And
the results.
Yeah,
he has them.
Yeah.
Can't deny that.
Yeah.
2014, you sing the national anthem at a Seahawks game.
Mm-hmm.
You've performed at this point 1,000 times in front of people,
Oh yeah.
right?
In my mind, I'm already Celine Dion.
Right. But do you get nervous when you go perform there?
No.
Okay.
For some reason, no.
Yeah. Good. I like that.
Yeah, and I actually sang the national anthem a lot in the early part of my career for different sporting things that's in Seattle.
Oh, okay. So you'd been down.
I sort of had a program. I knew a key, I had a key that I do it in, and I knew a way to keep the key in my head so I didn't lose it when I got out there. I knew how to manage the delay in the stadium, and I knew how to use that song as a wrestling move. It was I knew it.
It's a complicated song, no? There's something about it can get away from you, that song, really easy, right?
Oh,
People
yeah.
start too high and they got nowhere to go. Is
And
that
the
what it is?
fear in their eyes. Just look
They
at their
realize
eyes.
they're out of octaves.
Don't even listen to where they started. Just look at their eyes.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Okay, so let's go to The Firewatcher's Daughter, 2015. This is the first Grammy nomination you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been at it now for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you picked up between Brandi Carlile, the first album, and The Firewatcher's Daughter? Do you think it's all the same? They just slept on you before? Or do you think you learned something at some point that made that a logical conclusion?
Lots and lots of live experience, lots and lots of road time and people skills, understanding how to interact with people but hold on to myself. A lot of production know-how because I had worked with T-Bone Burnett and Rick Ruben on 2 separate things. And then also all these ancillary producers, I had gone in with, John Goodmanson and Tony Berg. And I'd done a lot of projects with other really big producers, and me and Twins, we came from a big producer, Rick Parasher.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of production ideas and a lot of beliefs about leadership And when we went in and made Firewatcher's Daughter, it was, it's for better or worse, it's self-produced with a really powerful and amazing engineer called Trina Shoemaker, who was really co-producing when I look back on it now. And so, yeah, I felt that we were like almost an indie band. We were living like an indie band and operating like an indie band, and just fine with it, doing really, really well and believing we were doing really well.
Yeah. So when you got that nomination, were you shocked or did you feel that coming?
I was shocked. Nobody had ever even talked to me about the Grammys. I thought it was like a TV show.
Yeah.
That my mom would let me stay up late for because Whitney is going to hit that note live. You know? And so basically, I was on an airplane and I got a text message from the ATO, the like indie label we were on at the time. This guy, John, he texted me and he said, "Congratulations on your nominations, your Grammy nomination." And I thought, I was on the label with Brittany Howard and I knew she was always getting this stuff. So I thought, this is Brandi, I said to him.
There's been a mix-up.
I mean, it was like I was speechless. I had no idea even when they were or when the nominations were coming out.
Did you cry?
No.
Didn't mean to insinuate you were
a little baby.
Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking about it because, the Grammys have made me cry a couple of times, but at this point I didn't cry yet. But I was just like, I thought that was like, that's a level of making it that I hadn't even considered.
Yeah.
So
you end up somewhere bigger than you dreamed, which is, Yeah,
so I went. It was awesome.
Well, you've been back a bazillion times. Just wondering, after you've already had them, does the reaction turn to more like relief?
Yeah, I think it does.
Isn't that weird?
It does, because the team works so hard for it, and you so want to be able to bring that home for everybody else. Yeah. And then there becomes an expectation, and if you don't get it, does that mean that something's over? Like when Elton was involved in this last one, like for Elton, like I've never wanted acknowledgement more in my life than I did for Elton. Like he hasn't had enough acknowledgement.
Right. But on his behalf, you very much wanted that.
On his behalf, I couldn't sleep for like 2 days. Yeah. And then we woke up and we had it, and it was like, we didn't win.
And you got nominated for an Academy Award from that song too.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah.
And you've won 2 Emmys.
Yeah, 2 Emmys.
You're on your way to an EGOT. I see this coming.
Do you?
Just gotta figure out what's the other one she's not involved with.
A Tony.
You got to figure out a Tony.
We can figure that out.
I have an idea for that.
Oh, God.
I have a couple of ideas.
Okay.
Right. The other fun thing you've done, other than create 9 albums that are all great and won 11 Grammys and 2 Emmys and Academy Award nomination, you've also got this side career as someone who has been obsessed with people, and you get to work with these people. And I feel like I think this is the zone of your life I'd be most envious of, more than the other stuff. To have people you love for an eternity, and then to get to enter their orbit, and then even get to work together. So is Tanya the first person, or is Joni? Where does this start? Where you become this collaborator of people who have been humongous?
Where did it start?
Because you have Tanya Tucker, you have Joni Mitchell, and you have Elton John. You've spent years with these people.
It started in some of the places that you don't read about and that you can't imagine. Because I am a fan. Like I am a wait outside your tour bus for an autograph fan. I'm that kind of girl.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these folks that like I followed around when I was young and went to all of their shows and bought every single thing they did and worked to get closer to before I had this job. I got to work with them early on.
Yeah.
Like the Indigo Girls and Lucinda Williams and Mary Chapin Carpenter and Kim Ritchie and some of my favorite, like most iconic, like Americana, Bonnie Raitt. And then it starts to get bigger and the artists are like getting bigger, and it's like I'm getting a call returned from Dolly, and then we're singing together, and then and then me and Elton are like we're going on vacation together and we're writing songs and things are getting clean. And then Joni Mitchell. Yeah. And that was a whole other thing that turned into a whole other world. I'm
just guessing, but I feel like of the other two, I feel like Joni, you needed to like pull her into performing again. Yeah.
I may have thought of that at the time, but I remember, you know who Russ Kunkel is? He's like this iconic drummer. He played on Blue and he played on all this James Taylor, like all the early, I think he's even on Tapestry. Like he's the dude, and he's still killer. and doing it all the time. But I did that. I did this concert where I covered Blue. And I wasn't even that close with Joni yet, but she came.
Oh, wow.
And I had just had my first Joni jam with her at her house. And for anybody that doesn't know what the Joni jams are, it's something that we started at Joni's behest 6-7 years ago. She's recovering from an aneurysm.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't play music anymore. And we wound up in a situation where we had dinner. And she was talking about her house and her instruments in her living room and saying, I don't do music anymore. I don't want to hear it. It's not a problem. I don't want you to think that that's sad. I'm a painter. I'm a this, I'm a that. But my house misses it. And these instruments should be played.
Wow.
What do you think about bringing a few people over every now and then and doing these nights?
Yeah.
Cool.
So that I had just had my first jam. And at the very first jam, I won't walk you through the whole process, but Joni decided out of nowhere to open her mouth and sing.
Wow.
With nobody expecting it.
Wow.
It was Herbie Hancock was sitting at the piano.
Oh,
and
get out of here. Herbie Hancock was tickling the ivory?
exactly that.
Oh, my
And
God.
he was hovering over this diminished chord that I didn't know what it was. Nobody knew what it was. And
Oh, my God.
And she did, though. And she just goes, summertime and the living is easy. And people burst into tears. Herbie burst into
Yes.
tears.
Yeah,
all the
of
people that have been
course.
taking care of her. And
Oh,
as
my
she recovered from her aneurysm, she just wouldn't do music, but then suddenly just decided to sing that line.
Wow.
So I'm telling Russ Kunkel this. And he goes, she sang? I go, yeah, she fully sang.
All the way.
And I go, yeah, maybe it's this, or maybe it was because of that, or it was just this. And he goes, one thing I want you to remember, if you ever think that you're, spearheading this, Joni Mitchell always has a plan. Joni's always got a plan.
Yeah.
And so I am convinced that she actually was the architect of
Yeah.
everything from that first line to the Hollywood Bowl.
She's Kaiser Sose.
Wow.
Yeah, she let you believe this was all your idea. This is genius.
I mean, you don't have to let me believe something's all my idea for me to just go ahead and believe it. But she didn't say it wasn't.
Wow.
But I do feel like she orchestrated an incredible recovery for herself. And I got to be the one in the passenger seat watching it happen.
So cool.
So you though that did escalate into you guys playing at the Bowl. How many shows did you guys do?
We did 2 nights at the Bowl.
2 nights at the Bowl.
Yeah.
And surreal experience for you. Are you able to, in moments like that, be super there and taking it all in? Or are you like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you want to talk about welling up. I let a few of the Joni things take me by surprise, but that one I was like ready for. And I remember just sitting next to her on the second night while she sang Both Sides Now, just openly weeping,
Yeah.
kind of knowing it was the last time I was going to get to do it.
Yeah.
And also thinking these are some of the most powerful moments in music history, listening to this woman sing this song,
Yeah.
especially from a perspective of recovering from this aneurysm, being 82 years old.
Yeah.
And really having looked at life from both sides now.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's like, how did I get this seat?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You must believe. Oh, I guess you believe in God, but I was going to say you must believe in the simulation.
The simulation? Explain.
Like,
We're in a computer model being run.
Oh,
like there's
Because
no
our
way
lives
this is
are
real.
too good. They just
Literally
it's
too good to be
it's
true.
suspicious.
Yeah.
That night with Joni Mitchell is highly suspicious.
that's highly suspicious.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen for
Like,
people. So
No, it doesn't.
You're
when
in
it
a
does, you
computer
gotta go like,
game.
wow, God's really smiling at me,
Yeah.
or we're in a
computer
simulation.
game.
Or what's going to happen?
Or exactly, or what shoe's going to drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long had it been since Tanya had recorded an album when you guys worked together?
I think a long time.
Yeah.
I think something like 17 years.
Yes. And then
Wow.
that album gets nominated for a Grammy.
One.
Amazing.
One, sorry.
One
One.
country album of the year and country song of the year.
Yes, after a
Wow.
17-year.
And she'd never won a Grammy in her life. And she is a country music waypaper icon.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you were imagining your own success and visualizing it, and you thought it was going to feel like blank, I want to know how much that delivered or didn't. And then I want to know the difference between being a part of something that when you can help someone else
Mhm.
do something,
Yeah.
and contrast those two experiences.
Well, it over-delivered, way beyond over-delivered. There's just things like now, like, headlining Madison Square Garden or winning a Grammy that are just like, or anything that happened with Joni or Dolly or Elton or Tanya or Annie Lennox. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then if you take that part of my job and you actually backtrack it, it's why I'm married to my wife. It's why I have my daughters. It's why I have my brothers, the twins, and why we live together. It's why our family is okay. It's given me everything.
Yeah.
And so to say it over-delivered is such an understatement because it has woven the fabric of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in terms of like when you get something from it, like success, or you learn how to do something,
Yeah.
when you share that is like, for me, it's always as soon as I figure out how to do it. So when I figure something out, whether it's how to throw a festival or run a successful tour, or maybe make an album that is good enough to where it garners the respect of winning a Grammy, I immediately want to do that for or with someone else. Immediately. I'm already bored with the me part of it.
Right.
And so when, by the way, I Forgive You did what it did, I was like, somebody mentioned Tanya Tucker and I was like, that's next.
Yeah.
Let's get Tanya Tucker here now.
Yeah.
And then we get Tanya Tucker here now. And then you hear about the next guy and you're like, yeah, let's get the door open for them too.
Yeah.
And that is just sort of how I've seen it. As soon as I figure out how to get in the door, I'm trying to find a way to prop it open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really nice.
That's the next mountain we were talking
Exactly,
about.
that's
That's
right.
what it is. It's like, yeah, once you do get what you want, before you sit there and marinate in it long enough to let it change you, get right on to doing that for
Helping
somebody else.
Yeah, because that's where the elation. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I think selfishly you can pursue that. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like
It is so exciting.
It is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like the number one. Like, I'll pull up to this house and I'm like, God, we're so lucky we have a great house.
Mm.
But I look at Monica's house and I'm like, oh, yeah, look at Monica's house. That's fucking
That's so funny. I remember when like me and the twins, like even early on, around maybe the story or Give Up the Ghost, like, anytime they would like move into a nice house or get something, like I would go to their house and I'd be like, hell yeah. That's because of this job. That's because of this music we're making. Like we're winning. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm like superstitious and I'm afraid if I let myself experience that, I'll lose everything. And then I can just like enjoy it for them without any of those fears. I don't know what's going on, but something's so much more joyous about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, when you're in it,
Yeah.
it's too, you can see it objectively when it's not yours.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. It's quite stark when it's
Yeah,
not happening
yeah.
to you. So Phil, one of the twins, married her little sister.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is
Is
fun.
it fun?
Isn't that fun?
It's really fun.
Okay, I was going to say,
Yeah,
it could
yeah.
also
Yeah.
get complicated making family.
Were they trying to hide it from you at first?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
It was really awkward at first, actually.
Yeah,
Very
I can
briefly.
imagine that.
Very briefly, because she was so young. And he was
Yeah.
like not young.
He was already older than you, as you.
He was already
Oh,
older
were
than
you
me.
like,
She's my baby sister.
Yes,
You know
you're
what I mean?
protected.
I want to say she was like 18.
Oh, shit.
And
yeah.
he was like, 28, 29. And we were already in a band. We'd been on the road together.
Yes.
Like, it was like we were kind of bros in a way.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you serious right now? And I mean, I thought to myself, it could definitely be the end of anything with me and the twins. Because, I mean,
Right.
you do not cross my brothers and sisters.
Exactly.
On my
he
watch.
has that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has it, but some of you guys have it more than others.
I'll kill you if you hurt
Yeah.
my sister's feelings.
Oh my God. My brother and sister, no.
Yeah, but if they're in a relationship, there are going to be some stuff.
But he's been quite gallant. And
Okay.
honestly, she has really, I don't want to say something demeaning like, well, she's really grown up because she's like 40. But like, she has grown up
yeah.
married to that man.
That's
And
lovely.
in this band, that is how she has lived the second half of her life.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's been incredible.
Yeah, I'm so delighted it worked out.
Yeah, that's
Because
awesome.
they've been together for a long time now, right? 22 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a long time.
Wow.
You've been with your wife for 13 years?
We've been married for 15.
Wow.
Okay.
And we've been together for like 16, 17.
And so how'd you meet her if she's from England?
We met actually, she was working for Paul McCartney.
Oh, right. She was doing his philanthropic work.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had like a campaign running in Seattle called the Fight the Fear campaign. We were teaching self-defense courses to women and people in at-risk communities
Amazing.
for free because there was like a terrible like string of like violent crime that had happened in the city that year. And when it kind of culminated in this really awful thing. And so it traveled across to England, and she was reading about this in the newspaper and basically called up and was like, hey, what can Paul do? What can I do to help the Paul thing? And I thought to myself, well, I just started this foundation. I need some mentorship.
Looking Out Foundation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of principles that maybe I was getting in my own way a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted like to have this mentorship thing with her, and we got to talking. And so for like a while, I thought I was talking to somebody Paul McCartney's age.
Oh, wow.
I thought I was talking to a 70-year-old woman.
Okay, wow. That's an interesting, that's almost like a reality show. Like you can't see the person.
There is a
Yeah,
that
yeah,
show.
It didn't occur to me that she wasn't 70.
Right.
It did not even occur to me.
Yeah.
And she was saying 70-year-old shit too.
Okay. Well, because she's English, it
wise
sounded.
stuff.
Yeah.
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 At least she took the lift or something.
It was just like, she just, I don't know, she was doing 70-year-old stuff. She was listening to 70-year-old music. Her and her girlfriend were traveling like 70-year-old people.
Yeah.
And just had this vibe.
Did you have any moment where you're like, I feel like I'm becoming attracted to a 70-year-old woman?
No, I just called her the charity lady. I'm like, the charity lady.
Yeah.
And then one time I was playing in New York City, and I was like getting ready to go out with all the baby dykes. We were all going to get on our Vespas and drive to the gay bar and drink tequila. And I couldn't wait. And she came to the show, and I remember the tour manager being like, "Oh, you're gonna have to say hi to the charity lady." But I was like, "Oh, really grateful to her." But
She's in a wheelchair.
yeah, exactly.
She got a walker. How'd you get her backstage?
And now 70 is like, that's my age. I love, like that. It's barely old enough for me to date. But I walked backstage with this 27-year-old, 28-year-old.
She's hot, I imagine.
Absolute knockout.
Smoke show.
Yeah.
She ain't no granny.
I mean, and she was so, oh my God, she was so charming, and I loved her accent. She had black hair and bright blue eyes, and she was wearing this blazer, and she just was like hip. And I was like, cancel my plans, order me a pizza. I've got to stay with this woman.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, forever.
Forever, as it turns out. Did she already have a crush on you if she came to the show? She knew you weren't 70. She had that advantage over you.
I don't know if she had a crush on me. She will say no. She will say no.
Good for her.
She doesn't, but I think, yeah, she probably thought I was pretty cute.
Yeah, you come to the show.
You come to the show.
Okay, now here's another a little bit of overlap. What are you smiling at?
Well, she's there.
That's you. Oh my God, I did not put that together.
I didn't know if you, I was like, should we ask or are we
I thought you were like the
pretending?
publicist or something.
Yeah.
Let me look at these blue eyes.
Yeah,
How
beautiful
Yeah.
she is.
And now I can say it was theoretical. You are a fucking smoke show.
She is
yeah.
a smoke
Oh,
show.
Yeah.
She's absolutely.
I didn't know what you were doing. I was like,
because you knew.
yeah. So
I
I was
thought
like,
it was
are
your
we
publicist.
pretending?
No,
'Cause
that's
we
my
normally-
wife, and she manages me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I wasn't terribly off base.
You were. She's
She's got
doing
an
a-
official capacity and
Well,
a
we can
romantic
ask
capacity.
then, did you have a crush?
She's going to
did
say
you-
no.
Yeah, when you came to that show, did you have plans?
Well, I had my girlfriend with me, so
Oh.
I
So she
understand.
Listen to her talk.
but I'll say that.
Yeah, I think we're all intrigued by your voice.
Listen to that voice.
I know,
Do you
yeah,
see
I'm
what I was going
intrigued,
through?
Yeah, that's order pizza time.
Yeah, let's not
That's
go
what I said.
fuck the
Let's
Vespas.
get this girlfriend out of here. Doesn't she have some errands to run? We ordered pizza. You can't eat pizza, right? I heard you're gluten intolerant. You don't eat cheese.
Yeah,
You
the
won't want to be.
cauliflower crust is in the twins'
It's in the
dressing
fucking
room.
down the block.
Oh,
Okay, our other overlap is we're both boat owners.
yes.
You have the Captain Fantastic.
Yeah.
Gorgeous vessel. I saw some video of you out piloting it.
Yeah. And you have a pontoon.
I have a Tritoon. Yeah.
So is a Tritoon less redneck than a pontoon?
It is. It's the newest iteration. They're more stable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a 400 horsepower V10 on a pontoon, so it moves.
Oh, wow. That really moves.
It really moves. I was just on it this weekend.
Mercury or Yamaha?
A Mercury.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
V10,
this language you
yeah.
guys are
Mhm.
speaking.
Yeah, you got dual 350s out back?
Dual 400.
Dual 400s, girl. Get it. Okay.
And a
I
big
need a
ass kicker.
second engine.
Yeah.
You've got me doubled in horsepower.
Do you just check out? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we could get into it.
She really checks out.
Captain Fantastic named the boat after Elton John.
Yeah.
That's great. And just congratulations, Looking Out Foundation's giving away $9 million. I think that's incredible that you've raised that amount of
Doing
money.
a lot of different things too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about the foundation is I started the foundation in 2007 when GM wanted to use the story in a television commercial.
Right.
And I was really young and idealistic, and I had made a lot of, it was like, they offered me like $100,000, and you know how old I was.
Yeah.
That's a very big deal.
Oh.
And I made all these calls to all my friends, and I called the Indigo Girls, which if you want to do a television commercial, never call the Indigo Girls. And all my friends were like, you can't do that. GM is one of the biggest contributors to, to pollution, and they've caused all these problems. And it is rumored that they've squashed patents and that they're really kind of restricting the progression of the electric car and the hydrogen engine and the things that could help the environment. You can't work with GM. So who knows how much of that was true, but I said no. And so like the VP of advertising at GM was like, a 20-something-year-old kid can't say no to $100,000 unless we're getting a really bad reputation.
Right.
And they called me and they said, what can we do to convince you to let us put your song in the Olympics and give you $100,000?
Yeah. How can we make this even better for you?
Yeah. And so I thought about it, and I made some demands, and they acquiesced to all of them. And it was a really cool, empowering moment for me as a young girl.
Yeah.
And then I took that money and started the foundation, and that's what we used it for. But since then, the foundation has done the things like Fight the Fear campaign that I was telling you about. We've done a lot to end hunger. We've done a lot of LGBTQ focused stuff. And in recent years, the plight of displaced people and outreach to refugees and asylum seekers, children whose lives have been torn apart by war, immigrants, economic migrants, and the way that we navigate the southern border have become focuses of the Looking Out Foundation.
Yeah. And you did
So
COVID
cool.
relief stuff. And
We do. We're really campaign based. Maybe it's ADHD part of me, if that's a real thing for me.
I like you're the only person that's actually been diagnosed and you don't want it.
I know. You're
Everyone
the
else
reverse
hasn't
of
been
everybody
diagnosed
else.
and they want it. You're like flipping the script on
Terminal
this.
uniqueness. I just
Yeah,
won't
I
accept
feel
it.
ya.
Too many
As soon
people
as
have
everyone,
now.
exactly.
Yeah. It's not punk rock anymore to
It's
be
not.
ADHD.
No. So that's the foundation.
That's awesome.
Okay, so Returning to Myself is currently out, and you are on tour. You have tour dates that people could go look into at brandicarlile.com.
Mm-hmm.
And what other things I want to say before I get to be serenaded,
I know.
which I'm so excited about.
I'm
I
excited.
think that's it. Everyone, listen immediately to Returning to Myself if you're not already obsessed with it, and go see Brandi live. This woman is like the Beatles. She's played as many live shows. You're guaranteed for a good show. I mean, you've been playing. It's kind of crazy, right? At 44, you've been playing for 30 plus years.
Yeah, it's
on
probably
stage.
it's second nature to me by
So
now, but
awesome.
it never gets old.
Oh,
Just like you were
lovely.
saying, it's the best job in the world.
Yeah.
All right, I would love to hear this song that's
Yeah,
going to make me think of my children.
You have my buddy Marcus on, and he did this, right? With this rock?
Yes, he did. He brought
you don't even
up.
need the bottle? Oh my God, this is
We've never
post-bottle.
even seen it
This-
without the bottle.
this is
I
a
hipped
whole
Marcus
new-
to this.
I think he said that.
Yeah.
By the way, we loved him.
Yeah, I know.
You must love him, right?
Oh my God. We are like
coolest.
sibs.
He
man.
brought you up a lot. He's like loves you.
Yeah, special dude.
I love his solo album.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Self-titled.
yeah.
It's such a good,
Mhm.
it's such a good piece of
Mhm.
music and really important. I love Mumford & Sons too. Oh my God. Always have.
I know.
And keep on with the levels. You want me to sing? Hey. Ooh. Oh.
You know what's great is we're sitting here talking. You're just so charismatic and special. Before you do this,
I know. And now
and then you
can
do this, and I'm like, well, hold on a second. This you can't
now
have
you're
all.
upset.
Yeah, now I'm a little upset. I'm like, you don't
It's
get a
like, why do you get
superpower on
that
top of having a
talent?
great personality. You get kind of one or the other.
You guys have plenty of superpowers too. I don't
Not
think-
that one though. And that's a hard one.
And you haven't even seen me drive that pontoon. That's got to be what you're referencing.
Yeah. I can just see the wake though. So this song, it's about kids that are our kids' age. And it's about these little moments, these little like micro separations where you see them do something that you didn't expect. They're trying something out that they're going to need later on in life, like when they're not with you. And it's called like a you without me moment. And I'm wondering what yours was, because like my friend Ben, when he first heard this song, he had this moment where it was like they were at this big party weekend thing, and Mark Ronson was DJing, and he was going to let his oldest daughter stay up late and like dance with him on the dance floor. And they're out on the dance floor and they're silly dancing and they're being goofy and they're doing the thing. But she started to like her own music. So she sees a group of older girls, you know, she's maybe 10 and they're like 14 or 15. And he gets distracted and she leaves him and she goes over to them and she starts trying to dance with them, like the way they're dancing and like relate to them. And he said that he like looked over there and he saw her and he didn't recognize her, that she was
an independent, autonomous
and she was taking a risk and she was using her body and voice in a way that he had never seen. And these are the little like moments where it occurs to you that they're gonna leave.
They're their own people.
Yeah, and they're tiny things at first. And that's what I wrote this song about. It's called You Without Me. Was your smile always crooked? Was the freedom ever free? Do you kick the rocks between your feet? After all this time with me, you can listen to your own records now. Decide what you believe. You can pray on stars and skip the gods like stones across the sea. But I wouldn't know you anywhere. I lost myself in you. And heavy are the hands that you are free to slip right through. Do what you have to do. And there you are, my morning star. I wondered when you'd show. Give me just a quick thumbs up, a wink before you go. I never heard that voice before today. I remind myself to breathe. And there you are. It's just you without me. I'm late to another game. I guess I never learned the rules. I showed up with a broken name and handed it to you. I'm not sure if you can fix it now, but if you wanted to, well, I would follow you around and carry all your tools. 'Cause I wouldn't know you anywhere. I found myself in you. And heavy are the hands that hold the changes you go through. Do what you have to do. And there you are, my morning star. I wondered when you'd show. Give me just a quick thumbs up, a wink before you go. I never heard that voice before today. I remind myself to breathe. And there you are. It's just you without me. Without me. It's as predictable as time and age, but comforting in some strange way. The time makes every one of us an absolute cliche. And when I met you face to face, none of it was true. So who am I if I'm not you? There you are, my morning star. I wondered when you'd show. Give me just It's just you without me.
It's the without me part that's so sad every time you say without me. I think, oh no, yeah, you're going to have a whole life without me.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
It's
Thank you so
bittersweet,
much.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to go like, oh yeah, and that's a sign I did a good job.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
They're just like, see ya.
I know.
No, they're not. Think about how you think about your parents.
Well, I know, but there was a moment where it's
I
like,
know.
they're like, yeah.
I know there is.
I got my 20s to do, girl. I'll talk to you later. Like, right, 20s is coming, you know. You got to do your 20s.
Yeah,
And then
that's a
involve
whole
mom
thing.
and dad.
No,
Yeah.
and then hopefully it comes back around.
Yeah, it does.
But
And
they
I
do.
want it for them.
They go and they just do like, it's like one little thing. It's one little interaction you see them do, one point they make, one thing they disagree about where they win the argument.
Yeah.
And you're like, there you are.
Yeah.
That's who you're going to be for the rest of your life without me.
Oh,
Sweet.
no, take me. I'll carry your tools, like you said. I'll run and get coffee.
Yeah.
Well, that was beautiful. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Your tiny desk, by the way, is so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I fucking love tiny desk,
I do
and you
too.
nailed yours.
I like Tiny Desk too.
Yeah, it'll show you who's what.
Separates the wheat from the chaff.
That's
Have you
right.
seen Dochi's
I
Tiny Desk?
love
No, is it
it.
great?
It's incredible.
God, yeah. Or
It
the
is
Silk Sonic
Yeah,
drummer.
Anderson .Paak.
Yes.
Oh my God.
His is
We
number
had
one.
him on and
That
we were
is just insane.
What a dude.
What a vibe too.
Did you watch that? I could talk to you for 7 hours, just side note. I'm going to wrap this up. But did you watch this Super Bowl halftime show with Dr. Dre? Obviously, he's the most memorable one ever.
Yep. They were all wearing Rich Fresh tracksuits, baby blue, powder blue, Rich Fresh tracksuits. So cool.
But when they pan over and I'm like, Anderson .Paak's playing the drums this whole time. We didn't even
course he
see
is.
him.
Yeah, I know.
Incredible.
That is how stacked that lineup was.
yes.
You didn't even see Anderson .Paak playing the drums.
Exactly.
So like
I
11
know.
minutes in, you're like, oh, damn, Anderson's been playing the drums
Why
this
doesn't
whole
everybody
time.
call that halftime out? Like everybody says, I mean, Prince, and I mean, Prince was amazing.
Right.
But it's like, that
No, that's
was
number one.
pretty epic.
It was
That's number
epic.
one. I think, too, if you're a poor kid,
Yeah.
like, I was crying during that whole thing. I'm like, these kids are from down the block.
Yeah.
They were from down the block.
Mm-hmm.
And Tipper Gore was saying they were going to destroy America.
Yeah.
And everyone hated them. And they were the poor kids. And look at them. They are the show.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
So you have the vibe that the old gays have now about the young gays.
That's right.
That's like,
right,
that's
yeah.
poor. You like, you got old poor kid thing going on. Like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
That's my gateway into
We are,
understanding.
yeah. We're like, let's talk about coming from
real
nothing right now.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then owning the world. These
Yeah.
motherfuckers own the world. It's
Yeah.
Nothing could be better. Well, Brandi, this has been a
Yes,
delight.
thank you for joining
Yeah, so nice.
us.
I'm really glad. Anna's got good taste.
She sure does.
When she picks a mentor, boy, it's few and far between.
It's true.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. This has been so lovely.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I've always
come
wanted
back.
to talk to you guys. So this is
Oh
really
my God,
cool.
please come back.
Have me back.
Oh, we'd love to.
Anytime.